All right, so welcome back. This is Bonnie Hudson with SecurityPlusPro.com. Last video, I showed you how to install the new VMware tools on Kali Linux, which is actually OpenVM Desktop. It's the new way of installing the drag and drop and the copy and pasting functionality in Kali Linux. And now I'm going to show you two techniques for sharing files between your virtual machine and your physical box. So of course you can always just drag and drop like this. But let's say vmtools didn't install correctly for you. Sorry, OpenVMtools. I gotta keep referring to it by its new name. But let's say it didn't install correctly, you still want to copy your files in. How would you do that? So the first technique is just to share files. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to get this file. This is from my Windows box. I'm gonna try to get these into my VMware. How am I gonna do that? Well, the first thing to do is to go to settings for my VM. And in settings, there is an option for shared folders. I make sure it's enabled, I click add, and then I browse to the location of my shared folders. Let me see if I can get that for you right here. So I've got that on the clipboard. I'm gonna put that here. And I'm just gonna name it Windows Host Share, okay? Enable to share finish. Great, that's looking good. Now, the next thing we need to do is we type vmware-hgfs-client. This tells us the name of the share we just created. This is the name of the share. But if you look in your mount directory, you'll see there's a new folder called hgfs, where the file share should be, but there's nothing in there. So how do we get it in there? So this is the technique we have to use. Let's go back to the root directory. If we type vmhgfs-fuse, and then we have the auto unmount option on, we can then use the host parameter, paste in the results we got from the vmware-hgfs-client, and then put in the new location where we want the share to be. And let's see, it's giving me a problem here. No such file or directory. So I think I need to make this first. So let's go to new folder. Let's name it shared. Let's try it again. Auto unmount is not an option. Why is it doing that? Unknown option, auto unmount. That is kind of weird. VMware, let me make sure this is right. vmhgfs-fuse space -o. Oh, it's an underscore. That's why. See, typos, man. Typos will mess you up. Okay, they'll mess up your brain. You'll start tossing and turning in your sleep because you're wondering why it's not working. So I did not have to create this folder. Let me delete that. Okay. Let's just cancel that for now. Let me just show you what it did. So when I ran this command the right way, it went ahead and created this shared folder. I can open it and you can see I've got all my files in here, right? So I can read the stuff that I created on that folder. I can even watch videos. Whatever, it's not really doing a good job inside this VM, but you get the idea, right? Let me close that before it crashes the VM. So that is one technique. And then of course, all I need to do is unmount, right click unmount to unmount it, right click unmount, and we can clear all this and this should go away soon. If it wants to. Hey, it doesn't have to. You know, if it doesn't want to go away, that's cool. You know, I'm cool with that. Anyway, let me just move on to the next technique for sharing your folder. So that's one. So that's what you're going to want to do. You want to use this command right here. I'll include it in the notes. And this allows you to get to your files. What I did was I just basically used this share name, which I created. Oops. I created this share name from when I went to settings. Remember that? And that's the same thing as this right here. And let's go ahead and look through here. And then I just said I want to save it to this directory. So by going to this directory, which is here, I'm able to get to my host machine. Cool. All right, nothing confusing there. Let me go ahead and delete all of this and show you the other technique, which is really, really unique. So another way of getting access to your shared folders and files is by using cifs. You can actually use Samba to, you can share the folder in Windows, mount the drive, and then access it via SMB through Linux. Now this one's kind of slick. I don't know if a lot of people know about this technique, but it's another way of getting your files in and out of Linux. So what we'll do is we're going to do sudo apt-get install cifs-utils -y because I want to just go through with all the defaults. Once we get this, we're in a good place. While that runs, I'm going to show you what we need to do on the Windows side. We right-click the folder we want to share, go to Properties, and then under Sharing, we're going to go to Advanced Sharing, share the name. I'll call this whatever, Windows host. I'll name it something different, so you host share cifs. Okay? I'll say, hey, this is a test for security+pro.com. All right, go to permissions, make sure that everyone has access. Click OK, close. Great. Now we go back to the terminal and we can clear that out. Now we can actually access that share by doing this. We can use this mount.cifs command. So if I type sudo mount.cifs, and I need to get the name of my computer, so the way to do that, I can go back to this. Properties, let's go back to sharing. So I just basically copy this network path. Copy. And because I have OpenVMTools installed, that's not a problem for me. Paste. Oops. By the way, you do have to change the direction of the slashes. So you need to change these backslashes to forward slashes or it won't work. So that's one trick you need to keep in mind. And then I'm going to put this on the desktop in a folder called share. And the user is Vani. This is my Windows username. Okay, no such file directory. Cool. So this is probably where I need to create the directory. So I'll say, which directory am I in right now? Okay, cd root desktop, make directory share. Okay, now I've made the directory, you can see right here. And now if I go back up, run this command, it's gonna ask me for a password. This is my Windows password, the one I used to log onto my physical Windows box. And you see it just made it, and look what it did. See this icon? Now I can actually double click this, and I've got all my stuff right here. So this is another really cool trick for accessing shares. This is just using Samba instead of the other technique. So there you have it. Thanks for watching. I hope you got some value out of this. Next time we get together, we're going to look at using different tricks in the Windows command prompt and also in the Linux terminal that you need for the Security Plus exam. Again, if you like this video, you're watching it on YouTube, make sure you subscribe, thumb the video up, leave a comment if you have any questions, and go back to my site, security+pro.com/blog. Scroll down, read some of the articles, and if you like what you hear, you like what you see, go ahead and subscribe, enter your email address, and I'll send you a bunch of cool content like this directly to your inbox. You get more of Vani, you get more tips, more tricks, more hacks, more of everything you need to knock that exam out of the park. Okay, like knock it out, right? So knock it out. All right, so that's it for this, and I will see you the next time we meet, and we will dig into the Windows command prompt.